Wow, that gets loud towards the end.
I like that little intro.
Well, I pressed it and then I realized I'd not pressed live. So you missed the first bit, guys. But hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I have my friend here tonight, Spiritual Nikki. Some of you might have seen her before. She does have her own channel.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So thank you for joining us. We have a little bit of new information for you. We're going to talk through it first and we'll explain the reasons why we're going to talk through it first rather than just put it all out there, first of all.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's nice to see you all. Thank you for joining. As you know, we are covering the Kiely Rodni case, and we have been from the beginning, really, since she went missing. And there's been a lot of information come out about what happened, what could have happened, people coming forward. Not many in the beginning. We're starting to hear a little bit more now. But what we want to talk to you tonight about is Ellie, and if they could have found Kiely any quicker than they did. What do you think about this information we've got, Nikki?
Well, like I said, privately, and then also with the person that gave it to us. I'm 50-50 on it. I mean, this person could be just trying to make people go down another rabbit hole or take the attention, off of certain children or teens, young adults that are involved. When I listened to it, she sounds very, very genuine, it's not a story. It sounds like it's a memory. She's remembering this from something that actually took place. So
yeah,
I kind of want to believe her and say that, oh yeah, this is like she's completely telling the truth. But again, I don't know any of these people. I'm just covering the case. It caught my attention. I'm sure lots of you guys have children, teenage girls. I have one. She's the same age as Kiely. She's actually tiny and blonde, just like Kiely. So this has my attention, and it has had my attention. And I want to believe that it's truthful and that it's something that, wouldn't be just made up or to just joke around. If it is true and if it is played eventually, I do believe that the law enforcement is the one that really needs to be looked at right now. This is pretty sad if they didn't follow up.
Yeah. No, you're right, because it started off with Meghan, as a lot of us have heard now. Meghan going on one of the other channels and talking about how she knew Sammy, and a lot of people were saying, oh, she's just trying to divert attention away from Sammy. She's just trying to divert attention away from the other children that were around at the time, or maybe people from the party. Divert attention away from the other children that were around at the time, or maybe people from the party. So I can hear myself in the background, but anyway. So we're not sure. We've listened. I've also spoken behind the scenes with Meghan, and she has come to us with some new information today that I don't know how to put this. Okay, so Meghan came to us today with some information. She first of all went to Nikki with it, and Nikki came to me and she was like, I don't know what to do with this information. What do you think? And so I had a good listen to it, and it is actually a recording from one of the girls that was at this, they called it a Hispanic party, although it actually wasn't really a party. It was just a small gathering after work. And they were stood there and they happened to see some lights. And as we've heard, Meghan mention it. Meghan mentioned it. She has been in, she's spoken to this girl, and the conversation was recorded. So this came to me earlier on today, and I was like, I don't want to just upload this audio of this girl because I don't know if this girl wants it put out there. I've been looking at California law and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you can't just, you know, bring up a phone call or a whatever from somebody, a, you know, recorded conversation. So it was like, what do we do with it? Where do we go with this information? And we were going to talk through it. And Meghan has said that she's going to have a word with this girl while we're live and ask her if it's okay if we play it. If not, we're just going to talk through it. But we're going to go through. We've actually heard it, haven't we, Nikki? So we can give our opinions on it for now.
Yes, it was recorded. The conversation because Meghan did several interviews. I'm sure you guys have seen Meghan on the YouTube with several different channels on her interview. She said some things about a call to 911 the night of the party. That's something she was told by a boss that is at the location that she spoke to the girl that she recorded. So the boss had told her that her girls, meaning her employees, some girls of hers, witnessed some lights at Prosser Lake the night of the party between 12 and 2, and they called 911 and nobody took them serious. Well, some other creators, I'm sure you guys have seen, have got the police report for the 30 days during, you know, the August time that they would have been calling, or any tips or anything would have been going to law enforcement. And the person that purchased that and shared it, there's no 911 call. So it made Meghan look like a really big liar. Yep. And some people still think she is, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I have told her myself that she's contradicted herself plenty of times, and she's said some things that were just crazy. But again, she's her own person. That's how she talks. That's how she explains things. Some of us kind of just have to understand that, I guess. I mean, everybody is different. But once she found out that there was no 911 call, she went back to this location with the intentions of asking these questions, and she recorded it. She intentionally recorded it for her own memory because she has some issues. But once she listened to it, because she was in the conversation, she was listening to her, they were inside of a place where there was other people. And once she listened to all of it, she was like, okay, this is why there's no 911 call, because the person did wait a significant amount of time. And that is another reason why we're iffy about releasing this, because, you know, she clearly says she wants people to know about this, and that, you know, she wants the people responsible, you know, to be held accountable, which is looking like it's law enforcement at the top. So she's claiming she wants everybody to know, and that she reached out several times and they never called her back. She told them that she would take them to the location that she says this, and you know, they don't take her serious, basically, is what's being said. So once we listened to it, when Meghan sent it to me, I was like, okay, well, if that's true, I mean, geez, is it Kiely's lights? I don't know. Is it Kiely's car that could, I don't know. But damn, that really goes with a lot of things that have been said, and a lot of campers and a lot of party goers and a lot of people that Jane Does and ones that have came up. maybe it is related, and everything else is coming out. So why not something that actually has a voice telling you what they saw? So
I mean, we've heard it. We've heard the recorded conversation between this young girl and Meghan. And this young girl, to me personally, is telling us the truth. She called on the night, whether it actually got put through to dispatch, from dispatch, through to any further than a call taker to a dispatch. I'm not aware. I did listen. I didn't hear anything. But this girl did ring back again a further time on another day after Kiely was reported missing. She's even, like you say, Nikki, she's even offered to go in and speak to the police, to go and show them where the vehicle, she saw the lights, where she saw the vehicle. She said she saw the vehicle parked on the shoreline, exactly where her vehicle went in. And then she was talking, she looked away, she looked back, and it had gone. And she couldn't work out where it had gone so quickly. So when you hear her, and this girl is literally gets upset as she's talking about it. This girl, I don't think you could fake those emotions. And if I could play it for you now, because I've got it on my phone, I would. But until, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So until we get this message from, which we were going to do, I was going to play it, but it was me that backed out right at the very last second. Nikki'll tell you. I just said,
and I agree with her, because it does state in the California law that it is a two-party consent of recording. And Meghan has let us know that, the girl might be aware of it, but she's not 100% sure that person knows that she
made out that she kind of thought she was, because this girl did say a few things, didn't she? Like, I want the family to hear this.
Yes,
she did say
that.
And she did say, I want the family to hear this. So I was under the assumption that she did know, but I wasn't 100% sure. So
yeah, I take it that way too.
Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure that before I start going, hi, everybody in the world, listen to this, we had consent from not only Meghan, but from this girl as well. But I think once you hear it, you'll see what we're saying and how genuine this girl seems. Would not play an illegally obtained
recording.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if it was illegally obtained, because as far as Meghan saying that this girl, she thought this girl knew.
Because in the recording, Meghan tells her that she's trying to debunk certain things, especially why there's no log of the 911 call, if she did in fact call. I don't hear in the call itself that she says, I called 911 that night, but she definitely says when she is aware the next day that a girl is missing from that location, she reaches out to a detective and lets them know. They tell her she needs to report to the tip line, she says in there. And she says, no, I'm trying to tell you guys something. Like, this is very important. Like, you guys have a girl missing. And basically, this person is telling her that she needs to report through the tip line. Then when she does so, she sends pictures of the map of where she's trying to say that she saw it and where she was. And she says, I can meet you guys there right now. I can take you there. And this person, detective or whoever it is, officer, asks her, so if we call you to come show us, can you meet us there? And she said, I can come right now. And he says, we'll get in touch with you tomorrow. And they never get in touch with her.
No. And they could have found Kiely, a few days later, maybe that day,
Yeah,
if they'd have wanted to. And it just makes you think, well, what if you had a missing girl case going on in your jurisdiction and somebody had just rung to say that they'd seen lights going into a water on the night that she went missing? Wouldn't you be going straight down there to try and sort it out? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion, but anyway, so this
Lori, what recording are you talking about? Michelle did play the whole record. There's no call. You're talking about the police recording or the police log, right? Yeah, that's why Meghan went back down there to talk to this girl. She's like asking her, why was I told you guys called 911 if you didn't? And that's how the conversation goes. She starts telling her, like, she didn't call 911 at that current moment because she says she looks, she sees lights fairly close, like really close to the water. She says she turns around to like grab a beer or talk to her friend or something, with turning away for a quick second. And when she turns back towards the water, the lights are gone. So she doesn't know if they turned off her light or turned off their lights, if they went down the road, if they went into the water. So she was like, I didn't call anybody because I'm not sure what I just saw. Like, am I seeing things? Like, she's out there drinking. She says it, you know, she worked all day and they were out there drinking. So she wasn't sure what she saw. And then the next day she sees, oh my God, there's this missing girl from this area that it has to be. Like in the recording, she says in her gut, in her heart, she knows that it was Kiely.
Okay. And I really don't want to know about what Michelle After Dark has said or not said, or what she's debunked or not debunked. At the end of the day, she's not God. Nor am I.
I don't even know what Michelle they were talking about.
Oh, it's another creator. But what we're trying to say is we're also just as capable on this channel of finding out information as any other creator. So I'm not really interested in who's debunked what.
Yeah, and True Crime and Faith, it was reported to law enforcement 2 days after Kiely was missing. We need to ask law enforcement why they didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think that's the question, and that's what we're trying to get at tonight. If this was a load of rubbish, then I wouldn't be sat here now trying to talk to you about this, guys. You've known me for a long time, and I like to try and think that I verify things, and I like to go through things. Okay. And if there's something, and I'm not saying this happens, but I'm saying if somebody wanted to pull some audio from somewhere in order to not get a legal ramification, or, who knows what goes on. I'm not saying that happens. Probably not, but I don't know. But what I am saying is this girl did ring back. She did ring back again. She was spoken to. They asked her if she'd go down there and show them where. They never got back in touch with her. And our question tonight is, why could they not have found her before? And why did they not take this girl seriously? Now, I've listened to this call. And like I said, if I could play it for you right this second, and as soon as Meghan gets in touch with us and said, this lady said it's okay, we will play it. But at the minute, apart from cancelling the live 10 minutes before, because I thought, maybe not, I don't think this girl's, forget Meghan for a minute. I don't think this girl that was spoken to by Meghan is lying at all. She's a young girl. She doesn't know any of the others. They were there. They've got their own group of friends. They're working. They just happened to go down there after work. They were just stood there having a few drinks. It wasn't any big Hispanic party like Zana May said. There was about 5 of them. It wasn't some big, beautiful Hispanic party. They'd just finished work. There was about 5 of them stood there having a few drinks. That was literally it. it was dark.
I think it even said 3 because Meghan got confused in the recording when she goes, so there was four and you, and she goes, no, there was me and 2 more, a total of 3. There was only 3 of them, I think.
Yeah. And we've listened to this girl, and I've listened to it a few times now because I was trying to increase the sound so that we could hear the recording better, so that when I played it for you guys, you would be able to hear it and understand it better. And after playing it over and over again and increasing the volume and what have you, and listening to this girl cry and get upset, and she basically feels like she feels like she's done something wrong, because she not only went to the police, she did what she was supposed to do, but when they didn't take her seriously, and then they brought Kiely's car out of the water in exactly the same place as they saw the vehicle, or they saw the lights, or whatever it was it says on this recording.
She draws it on a map for Meghan on the piece of paper, or Meghan draws it and she verifies it. I have to go listen to that part
again. And you know, I'm just reading this comment here. I've seen Xaname's video. There was more than that at the party. Well, they probably were, from Sammy's party, I would have thought.
Yeah, but you saw her video, how she said she didn't release it to anybody. So
no, I haven't seen Xaname's.
I'm sure if you have it, there would be a handful more of people that would have it, and it would have been leaked if it was something to look at.
But I mean,
I think Xaname and Rodni and all of them are like, I don't know, those people might be the ones that are here to like push things the other way and not let people look at certain things.
Yeah. I felt sorry for this girl listening to it, because I mean, I work with a lot of mental health patients, and I know when somebody's trying to get my attention, sympathy vote, you know, and all that. And this girl was upset.
One thing really quick. So it was reported at some point, you guys, to law enforcement. We're not sure on the exact time, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not giving the family members information, but I have spoke to Kiely's family today.
Yes.
I have sent them that recording. They have it. They are going to give it to whoever they think they need to give it to, because they were not aware of this tip. No. I'm just going to leave that there.
No, they've had this sent to them. They are also questioning it, and I'm sure they will have more questions too. You know, why was she not found sooner?
And that's exactly what the family member said. Wait, what? Who said this? Where is it? No, I don't have that. I never heard it. So I sent it, and I warned them before I sent it. Look, I received a recording. I don't know what's the truth behind it. I would hope to God nobody would make up a story like that. And like I said, to me, it sounds like a memory. She's remembering this. This is not a story she's just telling. This is like memory, actual facts that happened. And when I told the family that I have this, and I just want to make sure you guys get it before it does get out, because they do want it out. The person that, you know, was the one who saw this, and Meghan wants it out, because Meghan feels like everybody is, you know, dissecting what she said, and everybody, you know, is claiming this 911 call she said was made is not true. And that's correct. It's not listed, that we don't see it. But that doesn't mean that law enforcement didn't take it out either. We don't know what they do. They have special things that we don't. We can't get into their systems and know what they're doing and what they're reporting. There's crooked cops everywhere.
So the only people that have heard this at the minute is Meghan, us two, I think, and the family. Is that right?
Yes, and one of my mods.
Yeah. And we've all, you know, we've promised not to share it, as nobody has. None of us have shared it. We've spoken to Meghan about it. She wanted us to release it, but it was just a case of us waiting on a little bit more confirmation from the girl first. I just want to like dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure that we're not doing anything to upset anybody, or that's all. So for anybody asking, this information is from Meghan. Meghan spoke to the girl. She went and looked for this girl that she'd heard. Oh, thank you, Huda. That's really sweet. She says, Emma, sweetheart, I remember seeing Zaname's recording of the Spanish party. It was a small gathering. They were barbecuing. They had lights. Oh, right.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I never saw it. But yes, it wasn't anything big.
No. Thank you, Huda.
And she really just got it off of Snapchat. It was a quick just Snapchat on the actual like public map. You can go look anywhere on the map and it will show like where Snapchats are.
I think
if your stuff is public. I mean, if it's private, then no, but
as far as we're aware, this girl, how was it initially that Meghan knew about this girl? Or she'd gone into the supermarket, that was it. She'd gone into a shop somewhere or something, and she's spoken to somebody.
Yeah, she spoke to a manager, and they were talking about the situation of Kiely, and the manager is the one who told Meghan, yeah, my girls, meaning like my employees that work here, my girls here, they told me they went there after work that night to have some drinks. They saw lights, they saw it go in the water. This is what this person said. And they called 911. So Meghan went on her interviews telling this other part of the story because she had been on the one channel in the very beginning on like the 9th, and she didn't know like any of the names of the people that were at the party or who was, parked next to Kiely and all of that. So as she got more information, she went on doing these interviews. Well, she went on and said, this lady told me they saw her drive into the lake, the headlights go in there, and they called 911. But it wasn't true because when I cannot remember the creator. I'm not going to name creators in here anyway, but I cannot remember who it was. But I do believe they're pretty good at their information as well. They released a log of the police calls, and there isn't any 911 call to, on this thing that they have. But this is written out scripts. I don't know if these are call-ins, if these are type-in. I don't know what they are, and we don't know what law enforcement has done. But once I messaged her and I said, hey, girl, I think this girl lied to you. Like, there's no 911 calls. There's no way they called and if they saw this because somebody bought the 30 days and it's not there. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, so be prepared because your stuff's going to get twisted now because there's no proof of a 911 call. So she went back to this location and she knew the manager that she spoke to. So she figured, well, there's only a few girls that could be in that age frame or, that would even be maybe hanging out at the lake. So I guess from what Meghan says, she knew which one was working that day. So she went up and she talked to her and she reported it.
Yeah. And we have verified, what does it say here? Have you guys verified with the family? Yeah, we've spoken to the family.
Yes, I've spoken to a family member. No, it is not the mother because I doubt she wants to talk to anybody. I've messaged her before and got no response. So I was not going to send that. Plus, she told us to mind our own business. So I don't think she wants to know any business that we get or any information that we get. So I didn't talk to her, but I've been speaking to a family member who is very close with, we'll say, grandpa and dad. And they're going to get the information to at least grandpa.
Yeah. But they seem
pretty
shocked.
He's the only one that really cares besides the father anyway.
Yeah, on any new information. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier on, I don't know if it's just because they're kind of saying, well, you know, what difference is it going to make now? You know, she's gone, she's not coming back. Like whether that's just the way they are thinking about it now or what. But I think if it was my child and I heard this information that this girl had come forward a couple of times and even offered to go down to the lake and show them, and they turned around and said, said no.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Megan. I'm still waiting to find out. I'm still waiting to find her, but I've been listening, and I've been watching chat, and I just want everybody to know I didn't do it illegally. I didn't plan to do it illegally, and I don't want to do it illegally.
I already explained. You did it for your own memory, really.
Yeah, I did it for my own memory. I didn't intend so that I could make sure that I got the right information from the person. And that way, because when I hear things, sometimes I change it in my own head without meaning to. So I didn't want that to happen again. So that's why I taped it. It wasn't intended for anything else. And I could just tell exactly what she said, but it's much better hearing it from the source that knows this. And that's why I want to double check my side to make sure that it's okay that she is out there and knows. I'm not trying to do it. We're not trying to do anything behind the scenes, guys. I just need to know from my side and for the YouTuber side and for Nicole's side that this is right and everybody's got the ducks in order.
We want to do the right thing. We want to know, first of all, you wanted to know if it was true. And I think we've kind of verified that by the way this girl acted and the way this girl was and how upset she was about it. So I think we've kind of verified that between the three of us. The family are aware of it. And our questions are then, why was she not found sooner? And why did Ellie not take this girl up on the offer? I mean, maybe they've got a really good reason for it, but why did they not go out there and speak to somebody and speak to this girl or get her to show them so that when they did go looking for her in the lake, they could have known where to look? I don't know.
Yeah, and I do want to say, Megan, I did tell them that the reason you went there was to kind of try to figure out about that 911 call. So
yes, I went in because
to ask questions. So
yeah, I went in to simply ask what the 911, like why there was a 911, what happened with the 911 call. Because that when someone lied to me, I thought that's really strange, and why would someone lie to me about that? And it's all, and I see that someone's saying, why am I repeating hearsay and not giving it to LE?
Because
I'm not repeating.
Yeah, just ignore those comments because we've already stated in the beginning of this that it was given
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
By the person.
Yeah, the reason why the Ellie is probably not the best people to go to about this is this girl's already been to Ellie twice that we're aware of, and they paid her no attention as far as we're aware. They didn't take her up on her offer to go and show them where this car went into the water, where she saw these lights the night this girl went missing. And so Ellie seems to be the last person that she's going to go to with this information right now.
Yeah, and then let's just say we do go by those phone logs that show the calls in about what was being reported. Why was there a call and why is there a recording of her being at some house with a gate in a blue minivan? Yeah, like that's a weird call, and the dispatch lady is on there verifying that it is actually the missing girl, Kiely.
Yeah,
I don't think law enforcement knew what they were doing, period, from the beginning.
Well, I know we've got to be careful what we're saying. I suppose we are giving our opinions on this channel. This is us three giving our opinions on everything that's gone on over the whole Kiely Rodni case. That this girl coming forward. So
and my big and I will say, and Nicole knows this. My biggest thing, as much as YouTube wants to know everything, at the end of the time, this is about the family and about Kiely, and I want to make sure that the family has time to process everything before it's out and they know what to do with their information. You know, like that's a big part of this too, is it is not just it, although YouTube wants to know, there's a family member or a family that needs to know before, so
First.
they can put their investigation or their minds to where it is at that point. I don't know how to say that
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah,
I
basically it's up to
agree.
the family what they think they should do with this video. If it's important, or if it's, you know, is there somewhere that law enforcement failed this family, failed Kiely, failed the community that they were asking for help from, that was giving them information and they were not following up on it. She never even received a call back to say, oh yeah, we went there where you showed us on the map and all of that. We didn't even need you to come because there's nothing there. They didn't even do that. She got no word until it was breaking news that her car was being pulled out. And she said in the recording she was sick to her stomach.
Yeah. Let me just thank Huda. Huda, thank you. She said, this is why I don't trust Sammy. She knew exactly where the camera was, the friendly fight, drinking from the same glass. The mother sent them to the scene in the morning, enough time to cover up. That's Huda's opinion. Thank you, Huda. Thank you for the super chat.
Yes, thank you for the super chat. The opinion is, yeah, I mean, we get it. We understand, like I said to Meghan before too, because she, you know, her daughter is friends with Sammy. I've told her, you know, I think Sammy's sus from the beginning too. The things she says, the way she said it. But the more that's coming out and the more that it's looking like, even, okay, let's say that let's say somebody at the party tried to report that, tried to tell law enforcement, like, hey, this chick at the party was doing this to this chick, and maybe you need to look. Probably wouldn't even look into it, because we're
Well, it
seeing
makes you
here,
wonder.
you know,
It does. It makes you wonder what other calls they've had about this.
exactly. It makes you wonder what's being released and what's not.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it won't be released if it's a part of an ongoing investigation. But,
well, yeah,
you know, I suppose there's certain things that they could at least acknowledge as part of that ongoing investigation, as in, like, trying to go and work out where these lights were seen going into a lake when you've just had the report of a missing child. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Also,
My whole
everybody
thing
keeps
about the
saying,
recording is it's just sad if somebody is literally telling you that they gave information that they had or thought they had and they wanted it looked into and it wasn't looked into. That's just sad. Period. It's just
well,
sad.
and I'm seeing everybody saying that Sammy lied and everything else. I'm not here to defend Sammy or not defend Sammy. I'm just saying what I've now heard, and from what I know to be fact in this case, is that Sammy was not around during this last part of this, and so it doesn't matter what was said before, and that's where I think I'm right at the place where Ellie is at, and maybe I'm putting stuff together for them. I don't know. I didn't intend for that. I didn't go out like thinking this is what was going to happen. But when I do find stuff out, I tell Nicole because I don't know what else to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. And that's where I'm at right now, is that I didn't try to lie to anybody. I'm not trying to make things up. I'm not trying to defend anybody. I just want the truth out. And if someone could have found Kiely sooner, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what it's
Meghan
all
tells
about.
more than just Nicole, because Meghan can't keep it in. It's bothering her. So
She gets excited.
yeah,
She gets excited by.
And she took medicine today, so she's supposed
taking
to
a
be
chill
calmer.
pill.
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Huda. She says Sammy organised the party and the searches too. Thank you again.
Yeah, but
Huda.
if you listen to Jane Doe too, I think it is the one. Is that the one that came out? She says no, Sammy didn't. Sammy just ended up helping finish setting up it, because the third guy had to work that day, so he didn't even attend the party. 3 people are guys that supposedly threw this from Incline, North Tahoe or whatever, and it's in the one channel with who spoke with the Jane Does. It's on there. She tells you in there that part. I mean, if you want to believe it. I mean, I don't know. If you're Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2, I'm sure I'm not really going to believe what you're saying.
I mean, am I just stupid? But I always thought Jane Doe was like somebody they found that was, you know, that's how I always.
It is.
Jane
That's
Doe
why I'm
to
saying I'm
a
not
body
really going to
that's
listen
found.
to Jane Doe. Yeah, it is. It reminds me of somebody trying to identify, you know, a person at the
I suppose it's a
morgue.
person with no name, isn't it? But I always kind of relate it to a dead body. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
no name. We don't know who they are, where they came from. So I'm like, I don't know if I believe their stories either, because if you listen to them and people have timelines and stuff in regards to these, you know, callers and that want to remain anonymous, a lot of people have taken what they said and we don't even know who we're talking to. At least Meghan's showing herself. At least Sammy like went up and tried to make herself not look so guilty, but look guilty.
True. Where's Sleuthy? She's there.
Yeah, Sleuthy does. I think she has the map to. I think she might have even spoke to one of the Jane Does. I think she's the one that confirmed Jane Doe 2 was Elsa, I believe.
Oh. See, I'm just not good with this. I just, as you know, I don't do many lives.
I just had sent you before we went live about that guy. I don't know if I want to say the guy with the camera or that has the post up about the camera.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I mean, I believe you said you did see it. You can see on the camera something, but there's also other stuff, so it's not really 100%.
Okay. Yeah. The thing with that video, there was a video that came out, wasn't there? And it was like of the area around is it showing the lake? And it's supposedly the date around the time that Kiely went missing, but there's lights. Yeah, it's dark and you can see lights near the water, but you can also see light shooting through the sky, which I guess are stars. And I don't know how fast it's speeded up and how many frames you see in. And it's not obvious that you're seeing a vehicle go into water by looking at that, I don't think.
Yes, Sleuth is good. I agree with you. She is. We haven't talked, I don't think, maybe in a chat or a comment post on the group, maybe. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
I think I've tried to reach out to her with some stuff.
Yeah, I put the link down for you, Sleuthy. Thank you, Huda. Bless you. So nice.
Oh, she comments. She says, yeah.
Should question the organizers. They should. Ellie should question the organizers. What do you mean, like Sammy, or do you mean the people
Guys,
from the
I just have to insert.
Should we say in brackets?
I just have to insert real quick. I know you guys are saying that they have to question the organizers and everything else. From what I have taught, this audio that I have and that I don't,
and that I'm not releasing. What you say, Megan.
Yeah, that I'm not releasing. That it's not possible that it has anything to do with the organizers at this point. So it doesn't matter. Like that's past. We need to get past that part. This is now where I have to make sure that I double cross my T's and dot my I's and make sure it's right before I say anything, because I don't want to be the person that says something that's blowing something up that isn't worth blowing up. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and Sleuthy said something a minute ago. I don't know where the comment went, but it was it was.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it was Elsa's story. Elsa says that.
I think from listening to it, though, Megan.
What's that?
She will deny it, though, won't she? If her voice has been changed to, because she probably said, I don't want to be out there. And then somebody's basically saying, oh, it's Elsa. And all her friends will be like, and Sammy, why are you talking out? You know, she might get into trouble or have any problems. So she's going to say it wasn't me, I guess.
No, this person has not come forward and not done any interviews. She's not like that. She doesn't come on interviews. She's just seen stuff, and it broke her heart. I mean, when I saw this woman or this little girl, or young lady, she's visibly upset about it. I mean, she has tears in her eyes rolling down her cheeks and everything else. Like, this isn't something that she wants. She's been dealing with this by herself, and she hasn't told anybody because she didn't know what to do, because she's done everything she was supposed to do and nothing came of it. And so she's upset because Ellie did not do their part, in her opinion.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us have questioned and you know, theorized in our own minds that we felt that wasn't the case. I mean, we kind of do it on every case, don't we? To some respects, like with Summer Wells case, you know, what are they doing? Why aren't they doing this? Why haven't they interviewed them? We do it. We do question that with every case. But I think when somebody's literally coming forward saying, I said the day after or 2 days after or the night of that I saw this and now this girl's missing, that they would take it seriously. And this
yes, this is me talking, Ellie or Ella. It's me. This is me 100%. I'm the real Meghan.
Yeah. Will the real Meghan please stand up?
And if you all know my laugh by now, because it's everywhere, you can tell that that's me.
1 second, guys. I got to make sure my husband's getting the little one from school. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, don't miss that. Oh, Huda, bless you. So kind. She says, the organizers are important. They would know about the lights, about the roadblock. When did the party start and end? I believe they are the key. Now, funny you should say that, because it was mentioned that you did ask her, didn't you? You did ask this girl at what point she was there, between what time.
Yes, I did.
She said to you, what time was it? She said to you between 12 and 2.
Correct.
And we were questioning earlier on. Well, Nikki actually said it. She said, is that the reason why, if this road was blocked off by this car that arrived between that time, I can't remember what time they said the road was blocked off. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell us. But somebody said that this vehicle blocked the road off at a particular time. And then I think it was somebody said that there was a baseball bat and some guys shirtless getting out of this vehicle. Now, at that point, did Kiely get freaked out by this and think, oh my God, I'm going, like, I'm not dealing with this. I can't get out. Where am I going? Like, they've got bats, they've got a bat. And she goes the wrong way and ends up down by the beach, lake. I mean, it's a possibility. Was it you that told us, Meghan, about the guys with the
No, I didn't. I didn't know about that till much later. I didn't know about that till much later. And that's it's it is kind of like what Sammy's going through for me, is that people are saying stuff and she's hearing stuff and you're hearing stuff and you're putting it together. So some of it is what sounds like hearsay, but if you break it down, it sounds really truthful. And unfortunately, it's not, big, extravagant, truthfulness. It's just the truth, and that's what it is.
That's the problem with it. Yeah, you're hearing like a little bit from Zavgirl, and then you come over here, you might hear a bit from my channel, and then you go over to Behind the Crimes with Michelle that you were on the other night, and you hear, your interview on there, and then you hear a bit from somewhere, and you listen to all this stuff, guys, I'm sure, and you think, right, I'm trying to put it all together in my mind, but wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, or wait, that would contradict that, and before you know it, it's like you get to the point where you're trying to work out what's truthful, what's not truthful, and then you kind of questioning everything, if everything's truthful. And before you know it, you're like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. But like we say, I've heard this, and this girl's genuine as far as I'm concerned. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going live now. But the family do have this information. Thank you, Huda. She says 12:30 midnight, I believe. So it was about 12:30 when this vehicle pulled up. And thanks, Huda. And these guys got out, these shirtless guys got out of the car. And I don't know if there was a baseball bat or bats. I know it makes a massive difference, but still, anyway, a guy with a bat is bad enough. And they were shouting and carrying on. And this came from Zavgirl's channel the other night, and I can't remember who it was that brought it to Zavgirl. I don't know if it was somebody from part of the Hispanic thing or whether it was somebody else.
I think it might have been the campers.
Campers, that was it. Yes. Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
That's because you hear so much, like I was saying, you hear so much from all these different places. And then when you could try and put it all back together again, it's like, well, where did I hear that? Like,
yeah, there's so much going on. Brown-eyed girl, we were playing an audio. However, we found out that California has a 2-party consent for recording, and this woman does not know she was recorded. So until she gives us the okay, we can't play the recording. Well, we're not going to.
Well, we're not sure, are we? We're not sure if she did know, do we? Because didn't she say at one point, I hope the family hear this?
Yes.
So we think
Sky,
she does.
that's what we have. A bunch of he said,
well,
she
and let me
like
explain
everything else.
Let me explain that, because I did tell her I'm a mom, and I just want to know for myself and just what you know. So she asked if I was with anybody or her I work with, and I said no. And she said, and then she has seen me many times, so she feels comfortable with me, and she just kind of laid it out. And so that's why that's when I realized that I had the recording of it. It was good, because then I could tell exactly what she said, and I could go through the whole thing, which she might not mind. But but coming from me, it wouldn't be the same as coming from the direct source. And so I just want to make sure that she's aware that I might put that out there, and I don't want people to go to her and put her in a bad situation either. That's why.
Yeah. Too. And the other most important part is that a family member has it. So.
Yeah. And that's really what this poor girl wanted. That's what this poor girl wanted, is that she's like, the family needs to know. I mean, she wants them to know. So I don't necessarily think that she cares how they find out, but without finding this lady, I can't put that out there to have her criticized over and over and over again if she doesn't want to be. That's something that she has to tell me it's okay for before I do.
Right. I don't know. I'm just shaking my head here. Will you, if you haven't got anything nice to say, right, just don't say it. Really,
yeah,
don't.
just go somewhere else. There's a lot of information everywhere that's he said, she said. I'm going to say this, like I said on my channel the other day, there's very few facts that we have, you guys, whether anybody wants to take it or not. The facts that we have, like the real facts that we have, is Kiely was 16. Kiely graduated high school early. Kiely went to a senior farewell party. Kylie's friends left her at this party. Kiely did not make it home from this party. And Kiely was found by AWP in Prosser Reservoir, and we're pending the COD. Those are the only facts anybody has, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Huda. Let's remember that the phone ping was at 12:30, which is at about the same time. Well, didn't she? What time did it say?
12:33, the phone pinged.
12:33. So thank you, Huda. So in which case, it could have been more like 12:30, but we don't know. We don't know. Hi, Sleuthy.
Hello. plan to be on my best behavior and be quiet. I want to listen to you all, figure out what we're talking about. They're like, there's this recording, and it's a crazy recording, but you can't hear the recording. But we're kind of talking about what it says, and I'm just trying to get a general idea of what it says.
I just want to say hi.
So what does it say then? So
it's,
is that a Nicole? Was that another Nicole?
So I don't know if it's me cutting out or everybody else.
I didn't know. I didn't want to interrupt. I was just trying to say hi to her because I've seen her on a bunch of panels, but never like been on one with her.
Oh, it's just like the crackle every now and again, and I'm like, is it me?
It's probably me. We're getting gas. It'll be better here in a second. But hello.
Hi, it's nice to see you. So we basically got this recording, and it's somebody that lives in the area near where Kiely lived, and it was somebody that was also there at the party that night, but not at Sammy's party as such. It was at like a little gathering, the Hispanic thing we've heard of, and they saw lights go into the water. They rang Ellie. Ellie didn't seem interested. When they found out that Kiely had gone missing and that she'd been at this party at the same time as them, they then contacted Ellie again, like a day or 2 days after, when they realized she was missing. And that's when they were asked if they would show Ellie where she last was seen, or this vehicle, should I say, was last seen. She said, yes, whenever, I'm up for it. We'll call you tomorrow, they said. Never called her back. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So, of course, it just so happened that Meghan was somewhere. She was talking to the manager of this store, and the manager of the store said, oh, yeah, it's the people that work here. It's my girls that work here that were actually there at this Hispanic party, Hispanic gathering, that saw these lights. So Meghan then spoke to this girl, got a little bit of an interview as such with her, and that's what we're talking about tonight. Thank you, Huda.
So that would be something as simple as whoever this was that had called. See, because I know it was like debunked, sorta, that there was a 911 call.
I'm gonna say like what exactly the phone call and everything was, because it says in the interview.
Meghan, let her talk really quick so we can see what she's gonna say.
Okay. I just was gonna say that my issue with that was that we didn't have like a time frame, and we were only listening to 30 seconds or 30 minutes. But also, calls can be removed from the logs, which was something that I figured would happen, because if in fact there was a call that was made, and it wasn't taken seriously, I'd imagine they wouldn't want anyone to know about that. So this would be as simple as someone having their phone records and showing that they called law enforcement about this. And I think that would be really pertinent to provide to somebody that's not local law enforcement.
So I don't think she actually called from the
recording. That's what I was going to say.
She went down there.
Yes, this is what I do know, and what she said is that in the audio it says this. I said, "Did you call 911?" And she said no, because she didn't. It was just weird, is how she put it, that this car was where it was at, and then she only caught it like as she turned around, just as she turned around, she saw that car and how it was moving, and then she turned back around, and so it was gone, and she didn't really think twice about it. What she did, she thought it was weird, but never called 911 because it was very dark and she couldn't see, and she was across the pond a little bit. And so then the next day, or that she went to work, they heard that Kiely was missing. So that day, I believe she went to the department itself, to where the teen talks were, and said, I have information. And they said, well, just call the tip line. And she said, no, I don't need to call the tip line. I need to talk to someone. So that's when she did talk to someone. So so she actually talked to someone in person, not on a 911 call.
To someone from law enforcement?
Yes.
Did she tell you that someone?
She says detective in the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we can't hear the recording because it's two-party consent. We have to track down this girl to ask her if it's okay to play the
Yeah,
recording.
because Meghan recorded her without telling her she was.
And I like I said earlier, I didn't record her because I was trying to use that recording. I was doing it so that I would have the right information for myself. Like, so I would.
Listen, I record every call that I mean, I totally get it. And especially when you're talking about something that's important, my concern is mentioning the fact that it has been recorded is kind of already like a violation. You know, if someone really wanted to be upset, like if she was going to be upset that it was heard.
Yeah, I
don't
don't think she's gonna be upset. I
don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think
Well,
so.
she
She
did
says in the
say-
clip she wants people to know. So, but she just doesn't know she's being recorded. So if let's just say we release it and people go crazy with it and there's 1,000 videos tomorrow and she does get upset and she's like, you know, people are calling all the stores in Truckee trying to find out, you know, what person said this, and then she gets upset. She can probably go after Meghan and anybody that puts it out. I would think. I mean, I don't know.
yeah. No, I
So we're not
understand that.
mentioning her name just yet. Thank you, Huda. She says,
And let me just
something-
say, I don't know her name. I did say that in the recording. I said, I don't want to know your name. If she was wearing any sort of name badge, I would not have looked at it. I didn't want to know it. This was completely anonymous and I wanted to keep it that way. And she did say that too. She goes, I don't want people coming up to me. I'm having a hard enough time. She's lost a family member. She's lost other things. This has been a very, very difficult month for her. And I don't want to set her back anywhere in her mentally stable mind either.
Yeah, she does say in the clip she's just starting to feel okay about the situation. And I took it by listening to that, like she's maybe not beating herself up anymore. That like, shit, why didn't I call 911 that night? It was something, you know what I mean?
Well, she physically went and she didn't let it go, right? So she tracked someone down so someone would speak with her. So
that's true. That's true.
I don't think there needs to be any guilt, you know, as far as that goes. That
I don't think
the ball was in someone else's court.
I don't think and I don't think it's that she has guilt, like for that side of it. I think it's just one of those things that, you know, she saw it and she has to live with the fact that she saw it. It's not that it's guilt or not. It's just that's something that happened in her life and she has to come to terms with it as well. And no matter how little or big it is, it still happened in her life and it's snowballed into this as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the chat and I'm just ready for blocking people, to be honest, because I really don't have the patience for it tonight. If you've got nothing good to say, go watch another channel. I really don't care.
I mean, what information is really good out there? I mean, there's all kinds of like, I guess you could say like, stuff like, oh yeah, wow, this is shocking. But I mean, it's all speculation. Everything is he said, she said, no matter who it comes from, unless they're actually up here showing themselves.
I agree with that. And I would like to encourage. I know that there are people that will say, why would anybody ever come up as themselves if they've got something to worry about? But then on top of it, they don't want to be, you know, attacked and things like that. But I do encourage. I think that this is a situation where there are a lot of things that weren't done properly. And I think that a lot of it is falling on inappropriate shoulders. And I think that in order to place it back on the shoulders they belong on, that it is going to take courage and people that have experiences like that, where you are asking law enforcement to do their job and they don't, and it causes unnecessary grief. I think that being exactly who you are out and open and being courageous and saying what you've experienced it should never be attacked. But at the same time, I think where we get confused with that is I think the attacks come when we're talking about things we don't know about and we're paraphrasing and we're trying to guess and we get mixed up because it's not our experience. So, but anybody that has had experience, I would hope would be encouraged and welcomed in a situation like this where we don't have any information. It's firsthand.
Thank you, Banksy's Wolf. Thank you.
I agree.
I keep cutting out.
I don't blame people for having their own opinions. I don't blame anybody for that. And I'm not, and frankly, I will say this.
Said Kay, who drove her home. I've stated it on my live, and I stated it all in my group. Connor drove Sammy home. Connor. That's who drove Sammy home. So if you guys can figure out who Connor is, then you guys can talk to Connor and ask him when he gave her a ride home, and did he drop her off exactly at her house, and did he see Kiely when they left? But we don't know who Connor is. We just know it's Connor. Supposedly she has a brother named Connor. So I mean,
so I do, and so she got a ride home with the same person she got a ride there with.
That's what we were told.
Huh? Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, so maybe Sleuth can get some information from the person that gave her a ride. Let them know that you heard that he or she was the one that gave, or I mean, it could be a girl, Connor. I'm not sure. That never got verified by the person that told me. I asked several times, but.
Well, I do know that the person that said that that's how she got a ride to, said that she physically saw them arrive and get out of the vehicle. So.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't even know who she got a ride with. That's like one of the only things I really don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I just don't have the patience tonight. I really just don't.
I'm not even reading the
I'm
chat
just like,
because I think some
I'm
of them
not even going to stop reading the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to read the chat for a little while
because they'll be in other
otherwise
channels, some of these people, and they'll be all up in the drama if it's something they like.
Yeah. Thanks, Huda. That's really kind of you. She said the phone pinged at 12:33. Sammy said she spoke to Kiely at 12:36. The 16-year-old was left intoxicated. Something happened. Facts.
Yep,
yes,
I agree.
I agree. Thank you. And hi, Michelle. Michelle's in the chat. Michelle. So I'm just gonna stop reading the comments for a short period of time, guys. So
yeah, I would, because it's all
mods, you can handle it. If anybody's being rude, just get rid. I just don't have the patience tonight.
Where did you hear she got a lift from? Who told you she took a lift?
That's not at all what I've heard.
Me neither.
I mean, Megan's here. She said there were sober people at the party. She got to ride home from a sober person.
Yeah, no, the lift. I think he's saying that she got a lift home from someone.
Like a drive.
Yeah, a drive.
It's a communication thing. It's like a lift, a ride. Got a ride.
Because I don't know if you want to remove that comment, Emma. It's giving out a full name of the person.
Yeah,
person?
it is.
Who? Where?
It is.
Oh, right. Yeah. Candice, can you just remove that name from me? Thank you, Banksy.
I don't tell dramatic stories, Kay. I'm just telling you what the facts are and what I know and how I didn't go looking. I mean, I didn't go looking for any of this. As much as you guys all think I did, it literally fell in my in front of me. And if it wasn't me, it would be somebody else. And so luckily it is me that is more open and understanding, I guess, and is more savvy with YouTube, because some of these people in my town are not savvy with YouTube and they don't know how to talk on stuff like that. So it's really that I don't tell dramatic stories. I guess you could say they're dramatic stories, but it's what it is. So go ahead with that.
So can I get the time frame? What was the time frame of seeing lights go into the water?
Okay, well, let me just rephrase that too. This person said she saw lights go very close to the water. She did not see them go in the water. She saw them
Yeah,
very
she
close
did,
to the
didn't
water.
she? She didn't say she.
Okay.
Yeah, so when she turns right back around, they're gone. So
Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's putting somebody at the water where they say that no one was at the water. So it would have either had
yeah,
to be
she
Kiely
says
or somebody
between
else.
12 and 2.
Okay.
And like I said,
And she said there was
I'm
no
trying
other
to,
cars.
and it was very dark. And so and it was in only one car. There was not multiple cars. She stressed that. And I said, was there any noise? And she said no. And it was just too dark and she couldn't see. So she doesn't, I mean, and that's why maybe Sleuthy knows more about something afterwards that she can make the time smaller, because that's what I was trying to do last night before I went on to someone's live, because I
Yeah,
was like, I
we
need to
need to
find.
find out when said guy was parked next to Kiely. That would help out a lot.
Megan, you know the person that was parked next to Kiely. Where was he parked next to Kiely? In the parking area by the party or down by the water?
By the park. What this person said to me is that he was parked next to Kiely at the party.
Okay.
And when I say parked next to her, if you're sitting and this is fact again, if you're sitting in a parking lot, it was like your front bumper to her, your front driver's seat to her back, back right.
Like they weren't looking in each other's front windows, you mean?
No,
Okay.
they were sideways, like they were parked parallel, kind of, but in front of each other.
And what time did
Yeah,
he go
and the
like
guy
to
that
sleep?
was parked next to her had a girlfriend with him, and that's how he recalls the car of Kylie's being next to him when him and his girlfriend go to the car.
Okay, what time was that?
That's what we're trying to find out.
When he went to, he said, all he told me is that when he went to bed, that Kylie's car was still there, and he doesn't know, he did not hear it turn on, and he did not hear it leave or anything else. Now I tested this sitting next to my car with my AC on, with music on, and their car, we rolled up our windows, we rolled down our windows, we could not hear either car turn on. And that's a newer car again, so it's very quiet where you wouldn't even know it was turning on.
But when he woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, her car and herself was gone, right?
Correct.
So when he went to go park like to sleep, did he mention if anybody in particular had already left, or did he mention if the lights were still up? I'm trying to narrow the time.
Yeah.
Is what.
No, he just said no. He said that what all he said to me was that he went to sleep and Kylie's car was still there, and there was one liner that was said to me after that, and that's how the next part of my saga, whatever you want to call it, starts, because I wanted to find out the answer to that question, and I happened to run into someone else in the town and they happen to know him, so I connected with him. And he's not a very forthcoming individual. He doesn't really want anything to do with it. He's kind of
don't bring that up, Megan. You're gonna give yourself stop talking.
So the person, you mean the person that was parked next to her, don't want nothing to do with this. He doesn't want to.
Well, no, he doesn't. He's not a his exact words were, when I asked him, he said, "There's nothing we can change now, and let Ellie do their job." So that's where he stands.
I would too, probably. So okay. So, and do you know? Well, maybe I can. I did try to talk to you and kind of in private. If you don't care, I can message you.
I didn't know. I got the day that I think you contacted me, I didn't know who you were. So I strictly put no comment, because that's when I told Nicole, I went, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And I needed to just stop. Like I couldn't keep doing it.
I agree with her, because she does confuse stuff. She's talking before she's fully thinking it through. So it comes out before she processes how she wants to say it.
Sure.
She gets excited.
Yeah. And I'd like to talk in private for a couple of reasons, but I can ask, especially if someone doesn't want to be involved or mentioned, but I would like to know for the timeline, to kind of, maybe I can make it a smaller time frame.
And if you want to, Sleuth too, you can message me. Like I said on the live earlier and on mine, I've been talking with her almost every day for like over a month because
Yeah,
I've
we've got
had hundreds
Nicole.
of questions, and
Nicole knows me very well, and
I have grilled her because I'm like, dude, this doesn't make sense. Why did you say this? I'm like, no, but you said it like this. And I'm like, no, you were about to say this. So why were you about to say that? Like, I've really, and then she'll explain it to me where I can kind of get it, because it's her talking. She's very, very hyper.
yeah. She
Yeah, I think the
Nicole
thing
knows
we
me very
do,
well.
I think the thing we do want as subscribers, we do it as creators as well, but we do it as subscribers. And the first person that's names mentioned, or, you know, has any confidence to come on and speak about anything, and it's like, who's this person? I mean, Zaname came on. I'm not even going to give my opinion on her. You probably all got your own opinions. And, you know, straight away, it's like, who's this girl? You know, and, you know, some of the stuff she has done, said, or videos just don't ring true. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, as soon as somebody comes on and it's like, everybody goes for the throat, the jugular, it's like, who is this person? Nothing they're saying is true, or we don't believe a word they're saying. It's like, just give it a chance. Just, you don't know this person, you don't know the reasons for being here. Maybe they want to help. Like, just back off a bit. Sometimes people just need to calm down a little bit sometimes before, you know, and just give people the benefit of the doubt, I think. Hello? Am I talking
Yes,
to myself?
I'm here.
I'm here.
No, I'm here.
I don't know, because my microphone keeps cutting out, so I'm like,
Kiki, I'm reading chat. Kiki asked, why did I mention Tesla mentioned Teslas? Because I thought that would be an avenue that someone may not have thought of if there happened to be a Tesla out there, because they have cameras on their cars for like people that scratch their car or whatever. You see it on TikToks. So when I asked Sam I said, was there anything out there? And she said, no, it was not, because I was, and that's me talking again and being completely truthful, is because I just asked if there happened to be anybody out there that would see something, and maybe they didn't think to look at the cameras. So if there was one out there, they might be able to get something from that. That's just why, because I knew that they had cameras.
yeah. Well, I didn't even know they had cameras out there. I just assumed because it was so rural, like the middle of nowhere,
Well, no, they don't have,
have
there is,
cameras.
I didn't know that. I just found out today that there's a camera on Boca, or a Prosser Bridge, which I didn't know about, which is interesting.
I think it's for the fires, is it not? It's
Probably.
yeah.
We have cameras. Some of the cameras are not always like, we have CHP cameras on all the roads, but it's usually for weather or fires. So they're not always going when they're not going 24/7. So that's why. And I do know the CHP, or during a live interview, they said that on a press thing. They said that a couple weeks ago, because they don't have them going all the time. We do have a lot of cameras on the main roads, but out in that Pacific area, there is no cameras in that sanctuary that I know of or have ever heard of. But I do know that some people in this town, there are a lot of Teslas. So I just happened to ask them, and these kids drive all kinds of cars. So I just happened to ask that question.
Brown-eyed girl, what information? What's not the same as she told you? So it's called lying. Who are you talking about?
I've put slow chat on, guys. Just
Did you talk to a brown-eyed girl, Megan?
I am a brown-eyed girl. No, I don't know.
Shut up. No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, wait, you are. You're not a brown hair. You're blonde.
Megan,
I'm tired. I was up late last night with this crap.
Megan, I want to ask, because I know the days are running together. I think it was yesterday that I talked to you briefly, but I know at that point you had said that like everything we had discussed up to that point hadn't been, you didn't talk to law enforcement about that kind of stuff. But this new information, I know it might be tricky in terms of the local department, but has this been by you, or maybe Nicole, or just anybody? Has anybody reported this anywhere yet, up to FBI or anyone?
just family.
No, I've only given
Just
it
the
to
family? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't given it to anybody because I didn't, like I said, I didn't really know what I was getting, like what I was gonna hear. And I didn't know what was gonna transpire from it. And when she told me, I literally got in the car and I went, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know who to tell because, and it's not tell, it's just like, who do I report it to? Because, you know, if you report it to someone, they might just look at you and go, okay, whatever.
Well,
But
in all fairness, these girls tried to speak to Ellie on multiple occasions and they've done nothing and not been interested.
That's
So
why I'm like,
it's
I don't know if they're the ones that need it.
Well, in situations like this, because this is not the first time this has happened and it ain't gonna be the last, but I will not smell your feet again. They're awful.
and that's the best comment I've heard all night.
He's been literally running outside, but he's got like marks on the bottom of his feet, like they're pushing through the bottom of these brand new socks. I'm not smelling your feet. Put your boots on. But you know, this does happen. Is it in? Yeah. Okay, this does happen, and usually I go above. There's a couple certain people in particular in higher agencies that I usually reach out to with info. If it can't go local, so if it's something that you wanted to do, I could provide that. I agree that it shouldn't go local, but I do think it should go to some form of law enforcement.
Oh yeah, like maybe an out of area. Well, wasn't it? I wonder where it went to then. If they're saying it never came up on law enforcement, who would be the best people for it to go to then? An out of area, because aren't they just going to say we're not interested because it's not our area?
Yeah, I typically go.
and let me just say this: I do have a acquaintance, I would say, in law enforcement that I could probably take it to. But I think that the biggest problem I'm having is that I don't know who, you know, if I go to one person, they might, like, if I go to my pastor or if I go to the family is really my biggest concern. I wanted them to hear it, and that now they know it. And then after that, like it just is who. I don't know. That's the problem, is I don't know.
So I usually go to like county police, which obviously, so usually it'll be town police, then county police, which is an issue, but then above that will be state police.
Wait,
If not, I have federal. You can go federal, and I have places you can send that to.
So someone just said, Brooke Harper said, another panel said the guy parked next to, oh, where'd it go? The guy parked next to Kiely went to sleep at 3:30 and woke up at 8:30 and Kiely was gone. What channel said that?
That was you, Megan, or there's another person talking?
No, that's in the chat, and it's Brooke Harper. It's right under Gigi.
No, I'm saying you didn't tell anybody that he went to sleep at 3:30.
No.
I was about to say, so there's somebody else that has information.
Yeah.
The person that was parked next to her. Is that right?
I just saw it in chat, and it says on another channel or another panel, you said, I didn't say that. So I don't know who said that. It says you said the guy parked next to went to sleep. I didn't say 3:30. I've never said 3:30 ever. That's never come out of my mouth about this. Anything to do with Kiely. Nothing.
I have a lot of recordings from Megan. Like I said, I've asked her so much. She's never told me a time that he went to the car. That's what we're trying to get in touch with him again to find out. We only know when he woke up.
It could be from anywhere. I mean, we've heard a lot, haven't we? Thank you, Huda. She says, Sammy said nearest camera's one Highway 89. I remember her saying that, but maybe she just didn't know. I suppose if she's not interested in wildfires, maybe she wouldn't.
I don't think they make that information like available. I don't think they draw attention to it, purposely. There's no need to know where all cameras are at all times.
What is
probably
it?
Didn't know.
Fueled by Coffee is saying that there's at 1:23 a.m. there's a video on 8/6 It's unseen. 3 creators have it and not released it. What?
Yeah, I saw a comment about that earlier on. Something about it said that I'm sure it said Zav Girl, and then it said somebody was saying that I don't know if it's her or because I tend to flick through a lot of people's channels.
Can
I
you
don't listen
message
to every single
me, Fueled
second.
by Coffee? Will you message me, please, if you have proof?
Yeah, saying something about how they've not released it, but there's a couple of creators that have got something. So I don't know what that is. Huda, thank you. She says FBI have done their
Luke,
job.
do you know
The
about
case
that?
belongs to Nevada. If the autopsy shows foul play, then it's the defense attorney who presses charges. But now it's Nevada. Thank you, Huda.
Hi, RT. Nice to see you. He says, I know all about all the cameras. Wrong 89 cam. Okay. I know RT. I don't know him. I've met him through a lot of these lives, and he lives in my area, so he would know too. Like he can debunk things as much as I can about the area.
Emma, somebody's wanting, Brooke Harper's wanting to know if they can come on the panel for a second.
Yeah. Somebody's asking Joe. Joe Love.
RT's asking for the link too.
I probably will be going to bed within the next hour because I've got to be up for work in the morning. So maybe
Yeah,
an
I'm
hour.
like, I got another 20, 30 minutes and I got to get off.
So I put the link in the chat. Thank you. I'll have a look at my emails later.
Spirit RT, I've known her. Spirit Wolf, you know me?
She says, I know her since kids. I don't know who her is.
Got these. I've got slow mode on, but I still can't keep up with the comments. God.
Me neither. Sleuth, are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about the videos that this person's talking about?
I don't think so. I'd love to
Are they
see.
talking about
I was just
something
figuring
that,
if you knew about it, then it was probably like, some facts, but because I've never heard of that. I didn't even know anything was out, but Emma says she heard something about it.
I just saw a comment earlier and it said that there was a couple of creators that had a recording, but they weren't going to release it or something. And I don't know why or what it was or what it was about. Maybe I might need to go listen to their channel and find out. Brooke, it says your device not connected. Brooke. So I can't click on and get you on. So you might have to drop down and then try and come back up.
Okay, Fueled by Coffee, the video that you're talking about at the party, is it a Snapchat video?
You're on. There we go. Brooke, you're here. Just take your I think you've got your mic muted.
Okay, can everyone hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so I just had one question. There was someone that started a YouTube group not too long ago. It's a woman, I cannot remember her name, but RT was actually watching the same channel one night when I was, and she did the interview with Meghan. It was like an 8-hour.
Yeah, I know who
Okay,
you're talking about.
so Meghan that night, and you may have misspoke, but there's a few other people in chat that heard it, that said the guy that was parked next to Kiely that night.
No, I never said that. So I don't know. I never said that anybody was parked, that anybody went to bed at 3:30. I've never ever mentioned 3:30. So I don't know if it's been cut or if it's been, if it bleeped out or if there was I don't know. But no, I've never mentioned a 3:30 ever. Not ever. Because I wouldn't, if I had 3:30, then I would tell you I had 3:30. I don't have 3:30.
Well, you said you talked to the guy that was parked next to Kiely, correct?
Yeah,
But he
talked to
doesn't
him.
want to be known.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just had that question because there's other people in chat that said that they heard it too. That somehow it got brought up in that live that he went to bed at 3:30 and he woke up at 8:30. When he went to bed at 3:30, the car was there. And when he woke up at 8:30 in the morning, the car was gone. So I'm not sure. I'll go back. I'll go back and watch that live.
Yeah, I was like, can we get a link to that? Because I want to listen.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't unless I misspoke. I don't think.
Right.
The last time I know, maybe I said 12:30 and it came out 3:30, because the last thing I knew is that when I said the last thing I've known is exactly what everybody else has known is 12:30. So, and that's the last time I've known that Kiely was seen. So there can't, and I would love to know when he didn't see her again. That's what I wanted to find out today. So I have not, or when the car was gone. So that makes there's none way whatsoever at 3:30. I don't know what that is.
Brooke, do you know if it was on Behind the Crimes with Michelle?
I'm not sure. I just found her channel. She's fairly new. She has short brown hair.
It's her. I know what she's talking about.
Because I think somebody sent me the link, not yesterday, but the day before, and they said she does give a time. It does say 3:30, but I haven't heard it. The live was kind of long, so I haven't finished it, but if anybody can get a timestamp,
I actually think that I screen recorded that specific part. I think I went back and screen recorded it. I'm not 100% certain, but when I heard it, it stuck out. Like I was like, whoa.
No, I agree. Like I agree that I will solemnly say right now, 100%. I'll go talk to my pastor about it if you guys don't believe me. I don't know anything about.
I think if it's Behind the Crimes with Michelle, I don't think she edited anything. Her live is fairly long, so if that's where this is being said, then yeah.
I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, but even if she did edit it, like when I screen recorded it,
I don't think she edited it. Like what I was saying, no, she didn't take anything out of it. I'm sure she didn't. I'm sure I misspoke. I'm 100% sure. If I did say that, that was a misspeak, or I meant to say I was thinking something else in my head and said something else. I don't have a 3:30 anything. I'll verify that right now.
Well, I'll just look at my screen recordings that I took.
Megan?
I don't think I did.
Well, I'm just asking because you just said, well, maybe if I did say it, I was.
No, the only thing I've ever said is 12:30. So I don't know where 3:30 would have come. I've never had a 3:30. Never said 3:30 ever. But if I
Nicole,
did, go ahead.
When I think I do have the screen recording, because when I was watching it, I was watching it live, and then I immediately went back, rewound it, turned on my screen recorder and screen recorded it. Now I have tons in there, so I will go through and see if I have it. If not, I'll go back on that live and try to see.
Oh, I'll go back on the live myself.
Yeah, you're gonna have some explaining to do, Megan.
No, I had not. I don't. I promise you, there's no 3:30. Like I don't know where that came. If I must have misspoke, or I don't remember. I never said it. I have no I don't remember. I never have said 3:30 anything in this case. I know what you're referring to. I know what they're referring to. I get it. Around 2:30 in the afternoon is when someone saw her. That's when I said someone talked to her. Not 2:30. It was not 3:30. It was 2:30 in the afternoon, not at nighttime. Has nothing to do with nighttime. That's the only thing I can say.
I'm talking about. She says she has the transcript, so
I just pulled the transcript. But someone saw her at 2:30 the day on the 5th.
Thanks, Huda.
Someone said that they saw her. Jagger said that he had talked to her at 2:30 or 3:30. At 2:30, I believe. He had talked to her. There was a text message that was given. That's all I know. When I talked to Jagger.
That's not the part I'm speaking of. The part I'm speaking of, they were specifically talking about trying to figure out the timeline of when she left that night and trying to figure out who was the last person to see her, who saw her at what times. And that got brought up about, the person that was parked right next to her. He went to bed at a certain time and he woke up at 8:30. No one was there.
Yeah, Kiely was in the chat are saying they seen it too. Will you send that to me if you can?
Well, I'm telling you right now, I don't know when Evan went to sleep. And that's the person that was parked next door. I don't know when he went to sleep. I'd love to know. That's what I told Nicole last night. I needed to know exactly when Evan saw her when he saw that car. So I have no idea. He said that he went to bed When he went to bed, the car was there. When he woke up, the car was gone. That's all I know. That's 100%, no changing it right there.
Can I
don't
ask you a
know,
question about
Michelle,
Evan?
who's lying, but I'm not lying about anything. I don't know who Michelle's talking to.
I am really
behind the-
struggling here.
Yeah, she's saying
Cutting out
somebody's
with this.
the lie.
I don't know. I'm going to question it because I'm mad at myself if I said it. I don't remember saying it, but it's not true.
With some information on the cameras.
What's that?
With some information on the cameras, and then I'll get out of here.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, this is RT,
Yes,
and hello,
JT.
Megan. Yeah,
RT.
hi, guys.
I can't see you
And
from the
Sleuthy,
comments. So, hi.
I think Sleuthy, you're the only one I might know on here. I just zoomed past this and found this and saw the big M, and I wanted to just jump in because there's a lot of stuff in comments. And Megan, just real quick, are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, you sound a lot better and a little slower today, which I like. I tend to talk fast myself. And by the way, if you ever want to keep in contact through one of these means here, and if the church where you're near, and I know the one that you're near, you want to meet there, let me know. But if that's okay, sometime, no big deal.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, and thanks. And last thing, thanks for vetting all my questions on what's the obsession last night. Before she went on, the panel did a great job, but I was trying to make sure that it was the real thing and asked her a lot of questions about what she would know in Truckee, and she answered every one of them. So she passed the acid test. Okay, that's it. Now back to cameras. There's been a lot of stuff this morning that I've seen, and I was going to lie low and not say anything because I've been on a few channels myself, trying to, as Spirit Wolf, is trying to tell people that Truckee is not a ghost town or a weird town that everybody's messed up on, and we're all walking around under the influence. But my point is the camera that has been brought up on 89, and this has been answered before, but not here, is on South 89. If you go Google Map, look 80, go south towards the old Squaw Valley, it's called
That's what they're talking about, by West River?
Yes. You can even bring a Google Map Earth on it, and you can see it from the ground. You can see the 7-Eleven there, or I think it's a 7-Eleven there too. That little gas station on the right. You can see the 1960 Olympic torch burning. It's live. That camera is nowhere near Prosser.
Well, there's actually two cameras on 89, which is probably confusing people because there is one at the bottom of Squaw Valley or Palisades, and there is one on the end of West River Street. So and the reason why there are two cameras over there again are because of traffic and because that's the ski area. So they would have those. I know they have a camera on both of those.
Yes, but that's West River. I understand that one too. You're right. And the other camera that somebody has brought up today on something about the one on Alder Hill or Alder Peak. I've been up there 100 times. There's a police radio communication. There's a satellite dishes, and there's a fire camera there. And just to make it clear, that's nice that there's a camera there. It is looking down towards Prosser. Sometimes it isn't, and I think it's on a tape delay. You can just Google fire cams Truckee. It comes up. It's an easy find, and someone had mentioned it on another program. But my point is, from that camera at night, you will see nothing unless it's a big fire that's burning burning Reno, 500,000 people town down. You're not going to see anything at night from that camera. And if this whole thing happened at night, you're going to see nothing from that camera. So it's invalid. There's a lot of cameras around that area there, but none of them are really, they're on mountaintops, on towers that are 100-foot towers. They're hard to see anything, just to clarify.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
And you guys, back to your thing. I just wanted to put, because I've seen so many misconceptions about the cameras. and they're definitely there at night. There's no cameras around. It's pitch black, except for somebody that had a smartphone and was taking pictures with cameras, which we haven't seen much left.
It sounds very dark out there. I mean, I think they had to bring lights, didn't they? Sammy had to bring lights to put around the trees just so that people could see each other. And I think some people, they probably had headlights on just so that they could like stand and chat. I mean, it sounded dark. I don't even think there was any moon out that night from what I've heard.
I heard the moon set at early in the morning. It was a 3/4 moon on the way down. It's still dark as heck out there, and you all know that from other sites that you visited. People have talked about that. It was pitch black out there. I've driven out there in the daytime, and at night, I wouldn't do it. I would never do it. But anyway, okay. Hey, I'll let you guys go. Hey, I see allegedly come on there. Hi. And
hi, Mr.
Hey,
RT. How are you?
hey, good to see you. I had to come on and clarify. I want to go back to lying low. It's very difficult because there's so much misinformation out there. And again, I hope we didn't lose Meghan, but she is correct. Cell phone coverage up here is terrible. She'll lose it, but she'll come back. And on that stretch from Boca to the Ag Station, only locals will know that, to Truckee, there's literally no coverage for T-Mobile there. Anyway, good luck with your channel, and I'm out of here. Thanks.
Thank
Mr.
you for
RT,
coming up.
can you email me, please? I need to discuss with you about something.
Yeah, no problem. And good luck to Meghan. At least we have somebody here that is talking about it, because the news coverage has died. Okay, and you know how news is. It's a 24-hour cycle. It's not even that, and you'll barely get a 30-second report on something, or a minute. And this thing up here is radio silence. You hear nothing. So I'm glad on YouTube, in this channel, and many others on there that have covered this, have at least put it out there. If people in chat are doubting things, that's okay. I understand, because LE has not come out with anything, but yet. Hopefully they will soon, so we can put some of these rumors to rest, because I think there's going to be some clear evidence come out on this soon. Okay, later, Gator. Thanks for letting me in. I appreciate it.
Hi,
Thank
Crown
you.
Story. How are you?
Hi, thank you for coming up.
It's
I
so
think
good to
we've lost
talk to you.
Meghan.
I left you a message in your chat before you started, because I was trying to find a way to get a hold of you privately.
Yeah, I saw it, and I was just looking at it, but I was kind of like ready for starting, and I was trying to do like 3 other things all at the same time, and I thought, I'm gonna have to go back through the chat and message you later.
No, trust me, I get it. I understand. I was kind of hoping I could ask Meghan a few things, but I see she jumped off the panel.
No, I don't know where she's gone. I don't know if she's lost signal. Do you know, Nikki, do you know where she's gone?
I don't. I just messaged her, but there's a lot of creators that are messaging me right now, and they're saying that we're putting her in danger, but yet they have her all over their channel. So I don't understand.
There's a lot of hatred, and
There is a lot at the minute.
I have never been attacked more than I am now for covering Kiely. So it's become a very I don't even know how to explain it to you, but there are people that feel like we should stop completely and not mention her name again. Yes. And it's to the point where the threats are unreal. And I've never seen such a calculated effort to go against creators like they have with this case. It's
I have,
it's tough.
and I'm sorry, Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have a tough skin. You really do have to have a tough skin. Can I just say thank you to Unsolved Cases and News? Thank you for becoming a member. That's really kind. And Huda sent another super chat. Thank you so much, Huda. That's so kind of you. She says, for an created person, Sammy remembers the cameras, the sunroof, the RAM sticker, but she forgot that Kiely had a hoodie on. Sammy needs to talk. Well, I don't think she's going to come on anymore since lots of people have been talking about her. I can't see her coming on. Yeah, I think her family are going to probably, you would like to think that they would have said to her, look, no, don't speak, don't say another word. You're starting your career, you're going over there, get on with it. But having said that, if they were going to say that, you would have also have thought that they would probably be saying at the same time, don't be doing all these ridiculous TikToks. Don't be showing yourself to be having this amazing party time over there after you've just lost your beloved friend, you know. So pack that in as not listening. I can see other people in the waiting to come up, but I'm not gonna have anyone else come on now just because we're starting to wind things down. So Brittany is the last person I am bringing up, just because we're gonna start in the next 10-15 minutes to close everything down. But
yay, I'm so glad I caught you. Your videos are phenomenal, and I appreciate how supportive you have been. Also, I just want to tell you that kind of stories. You, to be a bigger creator, you're one of the few who actually show support to creators like me that are smaller, and it means a lot. And how kind you are about people using your videos. Like you've never been, hard on people about if they want to use it, as long as they give, you credit and stuff. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think everybody should be like that, you know.
Yes.
Should be kind and helpful, and we should all look after each other. I mean, we all know what it's like to have videos made about us. We all know what it's like to have subscribers leaving nasty comments, or just to have what comes with being a creator. And it's just nice to have somebody that you can just message, and you can always message me if you have a problem or somebody rubs you up the wrong way and you just need to talk about it, and it won't go any further with me, to stay where it is. So you can always come to me, no problem. Anybody can. I'm here, counselor Emma.
Yep, I came to her today.
I've been pretty hardcore into Kiely, and I'll be honest, I've taken a step back the last week or so because I've been working on Debbie. And so forgive me, chat, forgive me, panel, if I'm out of the loop on this one. I've only heard a bit about Meghan. So what I wanted to ask was, is there any proof that she's shown, like physical evidence that she is who she says she is?
Who?
So she. Oh, go ahead.
Do we mean Meghan, or do we mean the girl that she spoke to?
Okay, so
sorry, I've had to bring Meghan back up just because she's part of the channel, guys. So when I was saying a minute ago I wasn't going to bring anybody back up, I've obviously bringing Meghan back up just because she's part of the communication we've been having so far. That's all. So
this is the who is claiming to be Sammy's friend's mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so I'm asking, what have you? So this is Meghan. Hi, Meghan. I'm Brittany. It's nice to meet you. So I'm just curious, like, what evidence you have to prove that you are who you say you are.
She has pictures of Sammy and her kids.
Yeah. And the girl that she spoke to today, we've heard the recording, and this girl was crying. It was sad to listen to it. You know, this poor girl, she's not got as much life experience as us, and she's not as strong as maybe some of us are. And this poor girl, she was just upset because she just didn't know what to do with this information, and the people that she thought she could go to and that would have her back and help her through this have just not been interested at all.
Oh, wow.
Law enforcement.
Well, I promise that I'm not, like, I hope that doesn't come off as me being hateful or anything.
Can I help, Brittany?
The only reason that I ask is because you guys know, like, even on with any case or anything we do on YouTube, you can't even trust your eyes. People manipulate things every day. So anybody can come and say that they are, you know, a certain perfect person. I hope I didn't just make her leave. I just wanted to ask for myself because I saw it was the opportunity to finally say, you know, what's the proof that you are who you say you are? Because the last thing I want to do, or I know any of you guys want to do, is to put out false information. So just for myself, I wanted to ask that.
I know you're I know you're a nice person, and you're not one to be rude in any way to anybody. And do you know what? It's a really valid question. It is a really valid question because, like we were saying before, everybody on YouTube were like that, whether we're creators or subscribers. We want to know that who we're listening to, who we're talking about, is who they say they are, and we can't always believe that. But we have seen photos of her and her children with Sammy. We know she is who she says she is. So that's yeah.
And listen, I would never in a million years come to somebody and try to make them uncomfortable at all. I believe in being respectful to everybody. So, like I said, forgive me. I am a little out of the loop with the Meghan situation because I've stopped covering Kiely for the last few days. And on top of that, I was doing, you know, looking at the car and the water and forensic stuff. So I apologize to anybody in chat if I upset anyone. That's not my intentions. I have to ask this for myself because I've asked for days like, where's the proof? And all I've heard is she showed a yearbook. That's literally all I've gotten. So I apologize. I hope I didn't make her leave. It would have been really nice to talk to her.
Yeah. And somebody in should probably come up again. It's probably just
her
a
service.
It's bad over there. But somebody was just saying in chat, you know, wouldn't it be nice if Sammy would humble herself and come up? And I'm sure she does listen to some of this stuff. And if you are listening, Sammy, we are all mums ourselves. I don't know if you've listened to this channel before, but if you wanted to come on and chat to us, we'd all be very respectful to you right now and hear you out. You know,
absolutely.
Nobody else is coming up
absolutely.
now. Nobody else is coming up now. It's getting late, apart from obviously Meghan, because she's part of the conversation. And Meghan, you might already you already know, should I say? So that's it. So if you wanted to come on, you could just say, and I'll, you know. But we've got
We all
it's so kind all night. Bless you. She says, actually respect Sammy for doing interviews. Well, I mean, without the interviews that she's given or interviews that she's given so far, I mean, we wouldn't have had anything to go over, would we, really, in a lot of respects? She's the one that brought forward quite a lot of the information, because certainly LE doesn't give you a lot of information.
Yeah, they don't. And I hate that. I really do. This case has, I think because I have a daughter Kiely's age, it's really affected me and I'm emotionally connected to it. But also it feels like such an injustice, doesn't it? I mean, it's to me, I feel like she's been completely failed, treated as if she didn't matter, and she does. And I think that her parents deserve answers. I think she deserves justice if there, was foul play involved, which I wholeheartedly believe there was. There's so many inconsistencies. Emma, you've covered these interviews with Sammy as much as I have. And
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry that we can't even get a press conference. At least if we are wrong on any of these things, to quell some of these rumors that are going around. But it's just dead silent, and we're left here to just wonder.
Yeah, we are. And we're not going to hear anything else until the end of this month? What are we now? Beginning of October? Is that right? Like, we're not going to hear anything now for still another month? I mean, what was the reason for all that length of time? I mean, for the toxicology results, if they know what happened to her, as in they've done the autopsy, they've cremated her, so they obviously know what happened to a lot of extent. So what's the problem with not telling us now? Why have they needed these couple of months, this 8 weeks or whatever it was, to what they needed that time for?
I agree. And especially when you look at Debbie's case, where they're just releasing all kinds of reports and, supplemental reports and footage and everything else.
Right.
And we still haven't seen a picture of that poor girl at the party.
All right.
Thanks, Huda. She says it's going to be ruled an accident. Yeah, I think it will. I think it will be ruled an accident.
Well, and then what, Emma? What do we do from there? Because I've been asked that question. If law enforcement comes back and it says, they say it's an accident, where do we go from there, really?
What can we do? I mean, at that point, the family, it would be up to the family, I guess. I guess if the family aren't going to take it any further and they're not going to question it and they're not going to say, look, we're not happy with that, then it's just going to be, that's going to be it.
I wish that I could say otherwise, but just from doing this and everything that I've seen so far, I honestly believe they're going to come back and say it's an accident, and they needed all of the time to get everything in order and redacted to to make sure that their story is correct, because I do feel like, in my humble opinion, from the beginning, that they considered this an accident, and you can't tell them otherwise.
Yeah. And you know what? This person that's come forward, you would have thought they'd be interested, because this would go with their theory that it was an accident, wouldn't it? If they have somebody saying, we saw these lights, 1 minute, and we turn around and they've gone and they were right next to the water, and you would have thought that would back their theory up no end, that it was an accident. So why not investigate that any further? I don't know.
I heard him. He was asking for his tablet, but thank you. Someone in chat said, "Mama, listen." I guess that's my son. He wanted his tablet. He's grouchy because he was at Saturday dance school today.
Could have already given it to him, and they repeat the same thing over and over again.
Yes. Yep. So,
Huda says other victims need us like Summer. Yeah, so there'll be somebody else that needs us, somebody else that needs a voice, I guess. And if thanks, Huda. And I guess, well, if they're gonna store it and say that's it, that's the cause of death, you're gonna have to just like it, then what other choice do we have? And it's gonna be a case of moving on.
Yeah.
But I do think it will come down as an accident. I really do. And I think it's so sad that, but I mean, we don't know what they know. Maybe they know more. I don't know. But it does question. Somebody said something to me the other day. I don't know who it was now. Oh, it might have been Kat, you know, my co-host that I normally have on. And we were chatting about it. And she was saying, you know, Sammy, she was doing all these one-to-one meetings, like teen to teen, as she called it. And she was asking them for all this information. At what point was she passing those photos and that information to law enforcement, or was she deleting it and going, don't pass that on? Woohoo! No, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Nope, you get rid of that. You don't know. You don't know.
I'm sorry that I get so angry at that point, because the part at the film where she's standing at the microphone and she's giving her little speech for so long. Well, for me, maybe you guys had a better audio, but for a while, all I had was the one where it was kind of distant and faint. Well, Zav posted one that was closer and you could hear it vividly. And I went over that the other day, and she says, I don't care if you've already given your statement to law enforcement. I need you to come to me. And then she says, I'm training the other teens on what questions to ask when the teens come. So not only does she still want to hear from the teens, even if they've already spoken with law enforcement, but she's training the teens to ask the question. She's in control of everything. And then if you remember, her and Mags both said that they have hundreds of videos and pictures. Where are they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it makes me so angry. If you go back and watch those videos of her interviews, specifically the first one, it's insane.
The one where she brought her own microphone so she could set it up and talk to everybody.
The women in the background of that video, they even look like they're taken back by her. They're like, what is going on right now? I'm not kidding.
Thank you, Huda. Let's prepare for Don Wells. It's coming out soon.
Oh, God,
praying hands. We're going to need praying hands. God. I just can't. I don't know if I'm getting delirious now. I'm getting tired.
I'm getting delirious.
RT says 100% real deal. Not doubt. Can't speak tonight. Not vouching for what she says because I'm not in school. I'm not in the school kids scene. Truckee.
I agree, RT.
Yep.
Okay, I just saw someone in chat, Emma. I'm sorry.
What was that?
I know I'm talking a lot. I just saw someone mention it in chat, and that was actually another one of the questions that I was going to ask Meghan. So she said that she believes it was an accident, but also foul play. And did y'all go over that with her by any chance? Because I'm trying to figure out what she means by that.
I didn't hear her say foul play.
Yeah.
I can't remember because I watched the one interview she did on Behind the Crime, but then I didn't watch last night. Has she been on once or twice? I lose count.
She's been on a few, about 4 or 5.
4, has she? Oh wow. So I've lost it. I can't keep up. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just so many creators and so many people come out with so many different things, and it's like I can't.
The first one was like Pick-a-Bell, I think, and then Tony recorded it, I believe, and then she has an interview with me on my channel, and then she has one with Behind the Crime with Michelle, and then I believe Tyler too.
I got to be honest with you. What I'm afraid because if for any of you that were here for Watt's case, when Watt's case was such a big deal in the true crime community, we there were people that came out over time who we ultimately found out later that was put here. And I'm not saying that this is Meghan, okay? I promise. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I'm starting to see similarities. When Watt's case was a big deal, we ultimately found out later that there were people on YouTube that were here to sow disinformation and get our minds all in different directions and off of, get our focus elsewhere. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen.
I agree. And I've seen signs of the Watts case in this case in the very beginning.
Oh, gosh. I'm just thinking about something. I'm probably going to have to go because I've just realised that I not only have to get myself to work in the morning, but I also have to get Penny to school. And that is in by the time I get into bed.
Hey, Zaz.
7 hours.
You got me. Hi, Zaz.
Hi, Zav. Oh, nice to see you. We're just closing it down. You're going to have to go back to the beginning.
I'm going to have to get a hold of you, Emma, so we can talk privately. But I really appreciate you giving me a moment to come up and talk your head off.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. You can always reach out to me, message me.
Okay, well, I'll let you say
Anytime.
your goodbyes. Thank you so much. Sleuthy, I'm going to message you on Twitter. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
You better, because I miss you.
Bye. Thanks for coming up. Right, guys, I am going to settle down now so I can get up in the morning and not fall asleep at my desk, because I've actually got to sit behind a desk tomorrow, and it's going to be death by PowerPoint all day. I'm learning tomorrow.
Right.
So
well, have a good night and a good day at work. And it was good talking with you too, Sleuth. And thank you, chat, for joining.
Yes, thank you all for coming up. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you missed anything, go back to the beginning and you can catch up. See if there's anything you've missed. And the reason why we've actually gone live tonight, because you might have missed that at the beginning, we've had Meghan on. So you can catch up with that. Okay, then. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, mods, for your help. And thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Sleuthy. We'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.